Welcome to day 24 of 31 days of mindfulness meditation. Today is Friday, so happy Venus Day. I hope you guys are all doing well and are in the energy of love, as Fridays are ruled by Venus, which governs love, passion, and relationships and connection. So today's focus is going to be magnetism. I said magnetic, but I really meant magnetism. A friend sent me a thread yesterday about um, flirting with the universe, and I think this concept is the idea of like inviting in what you desire. And so if we look at everything that we go through or experience, it is happening by invitation only, then that forces us to become more aware of what we're inviting in and what we are a magnet to and why. So like, if we're having an unpleasant experience, know that that is something that was an energetic match to you. And so it allows us to pause and kind of observe and inquire deeper as to like, what is it within me that needed or wanted that experience? Because sometimes we don't necessarily want it, but maybe we needed the experience for a certain lesson or something that we're learning in the moment. So, anywho, that is why I chose the focus for today of magnetism, to, I guess, take inventory of what we're inviting into our energy, our aura, our lives. And in that inventory, making a conscious decision with our free will of where we operate in our energy and where we give, but also where we invite in. What do we want to invite in? And I think meditation is the greatest place, as I said yesterday with prayer, to do that, because you get to a place of clarity with the meditation of really what your heart desires over maybe what you want within your flesh. So, yeah, get comfortable. You can do this meditation lying down or sitting up, whichever is most comfortable for you. And begin to close your eyes if you can. If this is a active meditation where you're doing other things, that's okay too. But if you're in the energy and space to close your eyes and sit in meditation, do so. Get comfortable and just begin to tune into your breath. Tuning into your inhale, your exhale. Releasing any tension from the body. Releasing any tension from your hips or lower body. From your chest. Relaxing your shoulders. Unclenching your jaw. Relaxing your face, releasing any tension from your forehead or eyebrows. Relaxing your neck. And just begin to do a energetic scan of your body and your aura, the energy surrounding you. You can start at your feet, below your feet, move your way up, and just begin to take notice of any sensations, any feelings of energy being present. And if you notice anything that feels a little heavy, a little more dense, maybe ask, how did I invite this into my space, into my field? And just be open to what comes up, what is expressed from and through this energy. And if it's a invitation that you would like to rescind or ask the energy to now be released or step outside of your energy, you also have the ability to do so. That is your right. That anything in this space is by invitation only. That you have the governing power to invite or rescind the invitation to anything that shows up here. You get to declare what belongs. And as you start to maybe ask for certain energies to step outside of your energy field, also invite in energy that you would like it to be replaced by. If fear shows up in this space, possibly invite in love, invite in joy. If scarcity shows up in this field, Instead, invite in abundance, invite in overflow. And see what that feels like within your body to now have the opposite show up and be present. If there is pain present within the body, can we invite in expansion, more breath, more life to create more flow, to release the stagnancy or built up energy that exists here. When we start to accept that the things that exist in our lives are by invitation only, we get to release the judgment of them. We get to release the concept that someone has to save us from it. And that we can simply return to sender. We get to take back our power by simply acknowledging that we invited the energy into our space. Therefore, we also get to request its exit. That we are not victims. And that we can become our own saviors by simply acknowledging its presence and our willingness to invite it in. Because we are magnetic, we have infinite possibilities of what we call in. And so what actually comes in, what actually sticks and magnetizes to us is only because of a energetic resonance. There is a energetic pull from both directions. Otherwise, we would magnetize everything. We would experience everything all at once. If we were just a magnet to everything. Instead, we are a magnet to what we are. So throughout this practice of acknowledging our invitations, we get to become. We get to transform and alchemize to what we want. Because the moment we realize that we've attracted and magnetized to something unpleasant or something we actually don't want, we get to realize what exists within us that called that in. And therefore, we get to change our belief. We get to change how we show up. We get to acknowledge the aspects of us that are maybe unseen, that we tucked away, that we're maybe unfamiliar with. We get to see a different part of ourselves. So this acknowledgement isn't just about what we are attracting, but it is also about us, who we are, what we embody. And the more that we know ourselves, the more that we can see and hear and sit with who we are, the more comfortable we get with also declining invitations that we didn't desire to experience, that don't necessarily resonate with our heart, that don't resonate with the true desire. This is to acknowledge that we do have choice, that we do have power and authority over what we choose to allow in. Because any and everything may show up to our door, but what comes into our space, into our minds, into our bodies is through invitation, through us energetically opening the door. And so this practice is also bringing us to the awareness that we have the ability to also say, no, thank you. I'll wait for what I actually desire to show up for me. Whenever you're ready, bring your awareness back to your body, back to your breath. Begin to wiggle your toes and your fingers. Begin to open your eyes. And begin to take this with you throughout your day, throughout life, really, of life. Whenever you that it was by invitation only. So if something really beautiful and magnificent happens, know that you were a energetic match to it. So therefore you are deserving, you are worthy, and that somewhere, even if you weren't conscious of it, you invited that energy into your life. And so it's about you. Whether someone else has gifted it to you or someone else has done a thing for you, that it was you that caught that energy in. And so the same exists on the opposite end. If it's an unpleasant experience And, through unpleasant experiences with others, we tend to want to be the victim. And I think this takes back our power, and also having to acknowledge that we played a part in it. So the person can be a narcissist, they can be a terrible person, but what about you invited that person into your life? Um, because there's billions of people in the world. So for that person to show up and be in relationship with you, it's more about you than it is about them. So because this life is about you. We all have our own individual lesson plans, our own individual experiences that we are trying to experience within this life. So the more that we focus on our own experience and mind our own experience, the more that we are in the space of acknowledging that what we experience is by invitation only. So, anywho, on Fridays, I like to change the deck to this Rose Oracle deck, just because it's Venus Day, and I like to get a love message to take with us. So, today we got open. It says, say yes, expand through the extremes, and trust life, which I love that. Which also speaks to the magnetism, because in order for us to be magnetic to what we want, we have to be open. And this is something I actually just seen in meditation of like, think of like rubber, if like how rubber can expand versus rubber, like a rubber band versus like a rubber ball. Like a rubber band is something that like you can stretch, you can utilize for different things, and it's flexible. Versus a rubber ball is solidified, is not moving, and so it's more in a condensed space. So it is holding the energy. Energy is already attracted, so it's holding on to what's already present instead of allowing a different experience. And so that's personally what I've seen in meditation, of like be flexible and be open to different experiences. So I'm gonna read from the book as well, though, if I can find the page. Okay, it says, open, say yes, expand through the extremes, trust life. This is probably one of the biggest challenges of life, keeping your heart open through the extremes. No one is immune to the highs and lows of the human experience, from the ecstasy to the agony, the joy to the grief, the love to the loss. We can't bypass the difficult parts of being human if we want to truly experience the bliss. And if you close your heart off to the grief, you won't be able to fully experience the joy. The rose teaches us this season after season. She knows that if she doesn't surrender to each of the seasons, come summer, she won't be able to bloom. Birth teaches us this too. The safer the mother feels, the more she can open. Living and dying with your heart open is truly a courageous act, as a life well lived is full of losses and tragedies, as well as great love, triumphs, and adventures. When we're going through difficult times, when we most want to separate, the healing is often found in connection, not separation. When we close our heart and shut down because the pain is too much, we often find ourselves more separate than before. The rose shows us how to open to the world no matter what the day brings. This card is here to encourage you to say yes to life, to expand through the extremes, and to put your 2 feet wholly and completely in. And so the soul inquiry or the journal prompt is, how can you say yes to life? So that is something that I personally am going to journal to right now once I hop off. But yeah, I think this all ties into the meditation of say yes to life, but also acknowledging what you're saying yes to, and that you have the free will to say yes to whatever you like. And you can choose the experiences that you would like to experience. So, and I guess even in the unconscious choosing, because I think we're always saying yes, whether we consciously know it or not. With the subconscious, yes. Sometimes we do experience grief and loss, or even in the conscious, yes, we experience that because we're always evolving. Things are always ending and beginning, or transitioning, should I say. And through that experience, we experience the losses and the grief. Um, and know that, that's a part of the experience. And that's a part of the yes. And I guess that's why they say that's the most challenging thing, is to still say yes, knowing that you're going to experience both ends of the, or both polarities of love. So, yeah, that is it for today. Again, today is day 24. I will be back tomorrow with day 25. So we only have 7 more days. So, yeah, I'll be back tomorrow. Bye for now.